Hey guys, Griffinoni here. Before we get started with today's episode, I have a new nickname suggestion from you all in the comments. Today's nickname suggestion has been brought to us by UberDan9254, and he has suggested the nickname Angie for our Tauros. This is just an adorable little nickname for such a big beast of prey, but also, this could also be in reference to the fact that Tauros' ability is Anger Point, which is really, really cute. So thank you very much, UberDan, for the suggestion. And now, let us begin the episode. Hey guys, it's Griffinoni here, and welcome back to Pokémon HeartGold. Last time we entered the Pokémon League and began our challenge against the Elite Four. We have fought two of the Elite Four members, both Will and Koga, meeting some relatively new faces, at least with respect to this game. Will's a brand new Elite Four, and Koga is not, well, was not previously a member of the Elite Four, but still an old face. It's still nice to see. We were able to get through those fights with relative ease, mainly because of the excessive overgrinding that I did in between episodes. And now we're going to fight the remaining two members of the Elite Four, for there are still new challenges ahead of us. So, let's proceed onwards into this amazing lava-filled battlefield. Seriously, Bruno, my man, good to see you, but you have seriously outdone yourself with this. Look at those little fire particle effects going up right there. Like, that's so cool. And objectively hot. Anyway, Bruno, my man, what's up? I am Bruno of the Elite Four. I always train to the extreme because I believe in our potential. That is how we became strong. Can you withstand our power? I see no fear in you. You look determined. Perfect for battle. Ready, Griffin? You will bow down to our overwhelming power. Hoo-ha! Alright, we are now challenged by Elite Four Bruno, who doesn't even bother to stand up for this battle. He's starting off with Hitmontop, level 42, Technician for the ability, with the moves Counter, Quick Attack, Dig, and Triple Kick. So we're finally starting to see that Hitmontop that I talked about way before. Given that Sarah's is a Flying Poison type, I feel as though it's probably best just to keep her in for now. So, remember when I said Hitmontop had all the priority moves? I meant it. So, Sarah's is going to be using Fly here. And fortunately, because it did not go for a priority attack again, we get a nice big chunk of damage here. Oh, it just barely held on. Oh, that's not good, actually. Wow. Straight up countered. All right, well. I guess I've met my match, to be sure. Let's go ahead and try Psybeam. I think Psybeam will probably yield some better results for us, given that Hitmontop is not quite as great with its defenses. But either way, with Akira's superior special attack and general usage of the Twisted Spoon, Akira should be able to just mow through this. Next up, he is going to be sending in Onyx, so I guess Akira is not going to handle this. I think I'll send in, let's send in Mizumori for this one. So yeah, remember when I mentioned that the Elite Four don't necessarily use just their type specialty? I don't know why, but for some reason, Bruno feels the need to use Onyx in his fights. And it's a very curious thing. I guess on paper, because Onyx is meant to be tough, but Onyx also kind of sucks. Onyx, before I absolutely destroy him, I almost forgot. Level 43, sturdy for the ability with the moves Dragon Breath, Earthquake, Sandstorm, and Rock Slide. Great moveset, but between a super effective quad critical hit Surf, that wasn't going to amount to anything. Next up, he's going to be sending in Hitmonlee. I think I will, well, I ain't going to be such at Mizumori for sure. I think all things considered, I think I'll bring in Akira again. I would bring in Saris for this because Hitmonlee does not have great physical defense, but Saris has been knocked out, and I don't want to use any revives mid-battle if I can help it. So anyway, Hitmonlee, level 42, Reckless for the ability, with the moves Swagger, Focus Energy, High Jump Kick, and Blaze Kick. If he gets off that high jump kick, it can be extremely problematic because Reckless does boost the power of moves that have potential recoil. So we want to be extremely cautious about that. So I'm going to go ahead and use Psybeam. Now, Bruno, fun facts for you. Bruno was also extremely evil in the manga. He, along with the other original Elite Four members, wanted to wipe all humans from the face of the earth. Seriously, give the manga a read if you haven't. Like, everyone in that manga is absolutely insane. Next up is going to be sending in Hitmonchan. I think I'll just keep Akira in for now, given how well we've been going through this fight. Hitmonchan, level 42, Iron Fist for the ability, with his Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Bullet Punch. So pretty much the ideal moveset you would want to see on a Hitmonchan. But then I'm going to have Akira do his thing, and just mow through more of Hitmonchan's defenses. Beautiful, beautiful. Got some really nice EXP on my Pokemon here. He's going to be sending in Machamp next. I think I'll just keep Akira in, given how well we've been doing with this fight so far. So, Machamp. Fight as hard as you can until you faint. Machamp, level 46. No guard for the ability, so nothing you throw at it will miss, and nothing it throws at you will miss. With the moves Rock Slide, Foresight, Revenge, and Cross Chop. Cross Chop can be a very difficult move to deal with because Cross Chop normally has low accuracy, but it's extremely powerful. But with no guard, it never misses. So we do want to be extremely careful. Now, I still am going to use Psychic because I do think that's going to be the best option here. And of course, I do mean Psybeam. And hopefully this should work between my level and the Twisted Spoon item. But Machamp also has decent special defense, so it is possible it will survive. Yep! There's that Citrus Berry going off. So let's see. Okay, so it's using Rock Slide. Should be able to handle this. Now, Bruno, a couple things to know. We're standing firm. Good to know. Bruno is actually the only member of the Elite Four here that was present in the Gen 1 story. All the other members of the Elite Four, both the ones we've seen so far and the one coming out after this, are all relatively new. It's weird that Bruno just kind of stuck around. And I imagine the reason why, and this kind of brings me to my next fact, it's a weird thing, but remember how I said Bruno didn't bother to stand up at the start of the fight? I meant it. There is no official in-game sprite in any Pokemon game of Bruno ever standing up. In every game that he's in, he's sitting down. Now, he is shown to stand in many other interpretations in between the anime and the manga and other media, but in-game, never stands up. At least not in battle. But anyway, that takes care of Machamp. Akira did a nice clean sweep of this, all things considered. Why? How could we lose? Got over 11,000 for winning that fight. We're catching up on my investment, to be sure. Having lost, I have no right to say anything. Go face your next challenge. Oh, yeah. So now he doesn't really say much at this point. I guess technically he is. Yeah, he is standing in the overworld, but yeah, no, just not in battle. It's very bizarre. Anyway, before we go on to the next Elite Four member, I'm gonna heal up real quick. All right, Ceres is all healed up and back to her old self. Ceres let out a battle cry. Nice, Ceres is nice and pumped up for this. Only one more one to do. And I will say, I do love this battle arena. The curtains and everything, the dark crystals growing from underneath this place. This is a really cool set piece. And they even have a little effect. I don't know if you saw it there just now. The crystals actually do shine. It's not just a still image. Really, really great attention to detail. I wish they did more stuff like this. Anyway, let's just see what your deal is. I am Karen of the Elite Four. You're Griffin? How amusing. I love Dark-type Pokemon. I'm known for my overpowering tactics. Think you can take them? Just try to entertain me. Let's go. All right. Now here's where things are going to start amping up in the difficulty. At least, relatively speaking. So let's go. Elite Four, Karen. She's going to be starting off with Umbreon, level 42. Synchronized for the ability. With the moves Double Team, Confuse Ray, Faint Attack, and Payback. She is a Dark-type user. Despite the fact that there was no Dark-type gym leader in this, in this specific game, despite the fact that Gold and Silver were the games that introduced Dark types as a whole, they at least have a dark type Elite Four member, and I think that is really cool and frankly underappreciated. So given Umbreon's type and with respect to my own, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use U-turn and get Ceres out of there. Because once again, Ceres is not really properly equipped to deal with Umbreon. Instead, I think I'm gonna bring in Hogan for this one. Finally give my boy here a chance to show off what he can do. So Umbreon right there is using Double Team. And shouldn't be too much of a problem as long as we can get into close combat nice and quickly. Nope, it missed. Of course it did. And of course now it's using Confuse Ray. It's always the thing about Double Team. It's like sometimes you got to set it up a lot. Sometimes it just never works. Come on! It's one of those things where it's like, I know if I just use Aerial Ace, it won't fail, but seriously. There we go. Close combat. Look at that amazing animation. Okay. So we were able to knock out Umbreon, but the price was that Hogan's defense and special defense went down a notch, so I might switch out after this. Yep. Murkrow's up next, so definitely a good time to be switching out Hogan. So her next Pokemon is Murkrow, level 44. Not so over-leveled now, am I? So she has Super Luck for the ability with the moves Pluck, Whirlwind, Sucker Punch, and Feint Attack. More likely than not, Murkrow is going to try to get off that Sucker Punch again and some chip damage to Rhino. But that's all right, because I have Thunderbolt. It didn't go for Sucker Punch? I mean, I guess it is faster, and so if you want to use Feint Attack, you can, but I feel like Sucker Punch would have been better. Well, in any case, we'll get off that Thunderbolt, and that should take care of Murkrow nice and easy. Not exactly known for its high defenses. Also, Murkrow's sprite looks crazy in this game with this crazy evil eyes. But in any case, we got some nice EXP off of them. Next up, she's going to be sending in Houndoom. I think... Yeah, let's bring in Mizumori for this. Let's take advantage of all my team members, make sure they all get a nice fair shake at this. So, Houndoom, level 47. This is her strongest Pokemon. Early Bird for the ability, holding a Citrus Berry. With this Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, and Crunch. An excellent moveset for Houndoom. We want to be absolutely certain that we do not let it get off that Nasty Plot because it could be a genuine problem. And of course, it uses Nasty Plot immediately. Hopefully, we won't let it make any more use of it, right, Mizumori? Getting us a critical hit Surf, that'd be nice. Nope. No free passes here, unfortunately. So, while we have a second to breathe, Karen actually doesn't have a lot of trivia, at least in comparison to the other Elite Four members. She has no appearances in the anime, aside from being included in the Gotcha music video celebrating Pokemon during Gen 8. She does, however, appear in the manga, being one of the servants of the masked man who willingly joined him simply because she was bored. She actually switched out! Okay. Very rare occurrence here. So she switched out to Vileplume, level 42. Chlorophyll for the ability. With the moves Sunspore, Acid, Moonlight, and Petal Dance. Very rare instance of a trainer actually switching out their Pokemon. We've seen it a couple times with some previous trainers, but so far the Elite Four have not done this. So I think all things considered, I'll just switch over to Ice Beam. Because you really thought bringing out a grass type in this game was the best option, Karen? You are wrong. But that is an instance of her straight up not using a dark type and just using a debilitating Pokemon. Her next Pokemon is Gengar, another Pokemon that is straight up not a dark type. I think... Let's be ballsy here for a minute. I could bring out Hogan, and Hogan would definitely do the job. But let's take a slight gamble here and have Akita face Gengar, two powerhouse special attackers. Gengar, level 45, Levitate for the ability, with the moves Lick, Spite, Focus Blast, and Destiny Bond. So, not the absolute best moveset for a Gengar, but we do want to be careful of Destiny Bond because that can be a problem. Fortunately, I am faster and have Shadow Ball, so this should do a ton of damage to Gengar. Oh! It did, but it was not enough to survive. Well, it's not enough to knock it out, unfortunately. Right there is using Spite, so that means I just lost 4 power points of my Shadow Ball, but that's all right. Now, Karen is using a full restore here, and that would be slightly problematic, except that when I used Shadow Ball earlier, it actually lowered Gengar's special defense, so this should actually one-shot Gengar properly this time. There we go. Got some nice XP for Hogan and Akira. And now she's going to be switching out to Houndoom, once again, her last Pokemon. I think I will bring back Mizumori and finish the job. This is far from being backed into a corner. Really? This is like the textbook definition of being backed into a corner. You have 1 Pokemon left, I have 6, and your last Pokemon is on its last leg. But sure, whatever. Surf. Well, good for you. You got a Flamethrower. Fortunately, because she switched out Houndoom, that nasty plot that she set up earlier doesn't matter. It went away as soon as she switched it out. So while it did do a decent chunk to Mizumori, to be fair, it is not as much of a problem now. And as a result of that last defeat, Hogan grew to level 46. Well, aren't you good? I like that in a trainer. Well, thank you very much. We got over 11,000 money once again. Strong Pokemon. Weak Pokemon. That is only the selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try to win with the Pokemon they love best. I like your style. You understand what's important. Go on. Champion is waiting. Yeah, I definitely did not overgrind to beat you. Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, none of that matters. Well, anyway, that takes care of another 2 of the Elite Four. I know that these battles have been relatively easy going because of the excessive grinding that I did, but I promise you that the next battle that we do is going to be a whole other level of difficulty, and you'll understand why I went to such a lengths to overlevel my Pokemon. Well, I say that now, but you'll see what I mean. Next time on Pokemon HeartGold, where we fight the champion. See you guys then.